Let's be real. You want to get rich, and you want to do it young. You're seeing it happen all over the internet, and you're sitting there wondering, why not me? Everyone tells you to just work hard, but let's face it, the old path is slow. It's broken. So today, we're throwing that old map in the trash.
So let's just cut to the chase. Why does almost everyone who tries to make it big in their teens or 20s completely crash and burn? I mean, they've got the energy, they've got the ambition, so what is missing? Well, the answer is way simpler and honestly, way more brutal than you think. And there it is. That's the core of the whole problem. Everyone wants the endgame loot. They want the legendary sword without grinding through the first level fighting slimes. The fantasy of being an overnight success is a system glitch, not a feature. And the game of wealth, it just doesn't work that way.
But what if there was a different way to play? Not a shortcut. Shortcuts are just traps that lead you off a cliff. No, I'm talking about a cheat code, a set of core principles that literally rewrites the physics of the game. This isn't just a list of tips, this is a full system download. Let's start the install.
First things first, we have to install your Character OS. Think of this as your internal software. If you get this part wrong, everything else you try to run is just going to crash.
The very first program we're installing is Humility. Look, you can't be the final boss on day one. It's impossible. In any video game, you start at level 1 with a rusty sword and 0 skills. In life, you start as a pawn. Your job isn't to lead. Your job is to learn, to serve, and to absorb every single thing you can from the kings already dominating the board.
And this slide lays it out, plain and simple. You've got two paths. On the left, the rookie, the pawn. This person does the dirty work, shuts up and learns, and serves the winners. But on the other side, you've got the person who thinks they're already the captain. They demand respect they haven't earned, and guess what? They're always the first to lose. The choice is pretty obvious.
Now, let's say you start to win a little. A new enemy immediately spawns into the game, your own ego. And this thing is like a shadow boss that poisons every decision you make. To beat it, you have to build a system. Some external force that regularly and painfully puts that ego right back in its place.
And this is absolutely crucial. You have a choice. You can voluntarily humble yourself. Go get absolutely destroyed in jiu-jitsu, get your butt kicked by a pro in a boxing ring, let the market reject your terrible idea. Or you can wait. You can wait for life to do it for you with some catastrophic failure. Trust me on this one, the voluntary option hurts a whole lot less. Okay, next principle. Secure your perimeter. Your social circle can be a massive vulnerability in this game. You have to treat your network like a high-security system. Be friendly to everyone, sure, but grant top-level admin access to almost no one. Your inner circle has to be a fortress, not some public park.
This chart illustrates it perfectly. Look at that. 80% of the people you know are just acquaintances. They're there for the good times, not when things get real. Your true friends are a tiny fraction of that. And your inner circle, the people you trust with your entire life, we're talking maybe 5%. You protect that tiny circle like it's the most valuable asset you own, because it is.
Sooner or later, you're going to get your first big win. That first 5-figure check, that first successful launch, and you're going to think it's a reward. That is a huge mistake. It's not a reward. Think of it as a test from the universe.
This is it. This is the moment of truth. The universe is watching. Can you handle the weight of this success? Or are you going to instantly turn into an idiot, flashing cash and making every rookie mistake in the book? If you fail this test, the game just takes all your winnings back. You have to prove you're worthy of keeping it.
Okay, Character OS is installed. Now it's time for the real-world plays. This is your public user interface. These are the actions that signal to the world that you're not messing around.
Look, when you're young, people are hardwired to underestimate you. Your appearance is your first line of attack. It's a tool. It broadcasts authority and it demands respect before you even say a single word. You have to dress not for the age you are, but for the position you want.
So here's the play. Stop dressing like a kid trying to impress other kids. Ditch the giant logos, the ripped jeans, the ridiculous sneakers. As you can see, it's about dressing like an equal. Clean lines, classic pieces, a perfect fit. You want that 40-year-old investor to see a peer across the table, not their teenage nephew. All right, this might be the most controversial one on the list, but it is absolutely non-negotiable. In your prime building years, casual dating is one of the single worst investments you can possibly make. It's a black hole that sucks up your two most valuable resources, your focus and your energy. The choice here is binary. It's one or the other. On one side, you have distraction, endless swiping on apps, pointless dates that drain your energy and your bank account. On the other side, you have the mission. You either stay single and dedicate 100% of your focus to building your empire, or you find a true day-one partner who buys into the vision and builds it with you. There is no middle ground. Anything else is a trap.
And the final principle is maybe the most counterintuitive of them all. The second you start making real money, your number one goal should be to make yourself broke again. I don't mean by spending it. I mean by hiding it from your own worst enemy, your impulsive brain.
Here's the three-step process. It's simple. 1, the money hits your account. 2, you move it instantly. The second it lands, you transfer it into an illiquid asset. We're talking real estate, physical gold, something you can't just sell with one click. And 3, you force discipline. If that money is sitting one tap away in your banking app, you will spend it. By locking it away, you protect your wealth from your own worst impulses.
And really, that's what this all boils down to. Getting rich isn't some lucky crypto trade. It's not winning the lottery. It's the inevitable result of forging a very specific type of character, one that's disciplined, humble, focused, and resilient. The money, that's just the scoreboard.
So there you have it. You have the cheat codes, you've seen the operating system and the user interface, and now you're at the final test. The choice is yours.
Are you going to keep playing the game like everybody else, just hoping for some lucky break that is never, ever going to come? Or are you going to install the code, do the boring work, and become the architect of your own future? King or pawn, which one are you?